3, 2, 1, and we're up.
Gorgeous fall evening, and we're kicking off the first day of October with some Pac-12 volleyball here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Number 19 Utah had to start conference play on the road, and they're going to try to get things back on track here at home as they play host to Oregon State. And hi everybody, thanks for being with us. I'm Krista Blunk, and the Utes had some ups and downs the last several matches, and they're looking to get a little more consistency here. And for them, it starts with Danny Drews, the fifth-year senior, leads the conference in kills per set, and when she's been on, as she was at Washington, teams just have not had an answer. She had a double-double there, 26 kills, 12 digs. She draws a lot of attention from her opponents, and she's going to need some others to step up with her here tonight. On the other side for Oregon State, they've had several injuries. One of those was their starting libero and senior leader Grace Massey. Well, she is probable for tonight, so that is a good thing for the Beavs. But she's going to need some help going up against Danny Drews and company, and they've been getting consistency from these two, the setter, Izzy Shulshevsky, as well as the middle blocker, Lindsay Schell. These two of the best blockers on the team. They're going to need that blocking game, and they're going to have to bring their A games here tonight against the number 19 Utah Utes. We are ready to go with some Pac-12 volleyball. It's Oregon State in town. Can they pull the upset, or will number 19 Utah bounce back after their sweep in Colorado? We'll find out. Starting lineups for you and the first serve right after this on Pac-12 Network. Pac-12 Women's Volleyball is brought to you by Clean Simple Eats. Use code PAC12 at cleansimpleeats.com for 12% off. Beautiful red rocks in southern Utah, and it's a gorgeous fall evening just a little bit north here in Salt Lake City, ready for some Pac-12 volleyball between number 19 Utah and the Oregon State Beavers. Here's Mark Bernard, the head coach of Oregon State. Take a look at the starting lineup. It's Maddie Goings, Vivian Light outside, along with Katarina Tukachenko, and Lindsay Schell, Delara Uno, their setter. We talked about her, Izzy Shulshevsky, and Grace Massey. That is a good thing for Coach Bernard and his staff to have that senior out there on the court. On the other side for Utah, Beth Lanier in her 32nd season in her starting lineup. We talked about Danny Drews outside. Maddie Robinson, she's right there with Danny Drews, a key piece to the puzzle. Megan Yett and Kennedy Evans, also Allie Olson. And then Steph Jankowicz, the new setter this year, to go with the libero, Vanessa Ramirez. And there is the fifth-year senior, Danny Drews from Sandy, Utah. And she's getting very close to taking over as the all-time leader in kills. You see the numbers. Adora Anai, she's hanging on to the 1,920 in her career. Danny at 1,879, 41 kills to tie. She could potentially do that this weekend. But one match at a time, that's where the focus is for the Utes, as they have lost 3 of their last 4. And 3 of those 4 teams, though, were ranked. They come off of the road trip at Washington, a big win there, but then they go to Boulder and they were swept by Colorado. They had no answer for the Buffaloes. They were out hit, they were out served, they were out blocked, and they were out dug. And so a lot of focus and practice this week to try to get it turned around. We are underway. Delara Unal with the serve and the slide for the Utes. And Oregon State not able to save it. That's a good start for Utah. As they go to the middle, they've had a pretty big focus on the middle. That's Allie Olson, the 6'3" sophomore from Great Falls, Montana. Her game, Coach Lanier said, has really been getting better and better. Tough serving. And the block. Maddie Goings far off the net. The block was waiting, and Utah up 2-0. It's a very young Oregon State team. Just 2 seniors. How about 13 freshmen on this roster? And the big key for them is injury early on. They go to the middle. and a net violation, and the point will go to the Beavers.
Beavers into the net.
But yeah, major injuries early on. 4 starters for this Oregon State team, and that would hamper any team. So they were already going to be fairly young, but the challenge is to continue to grow and get better. Short, quick, and the tip. A good recognition there by Allie Olson. It goes back to the Utes. Pass was pretty close to the net, but Jankowicz was able to handle it. And she just tips it right up, and now a couple of plays back-to-back to the middle for Utah working. The serve from Robinson. Set outside, off the block is good. Maddie Goings, one of the 2 seniors for this Oregon State team. From Aledo, Texas, over 1,100 career kills for Goings. Played 8 matches last spring in the spring season and had to finish the season with an injury. Zoe Weatherington on the outside, good. Weatherington, a player that the Utes would like to really step up and continue to become a go-to to go along with Danny Drews. As you see, Ellie Turner coming in, a defensive specialist in the back, number 9 for Oregon State, and they serve it right to her. Back set, comes around, and Shell off the mark. Lindsay Shell, the junior from Temecula, California, has been the most consistent hitter for Oregon State. Played all of last season. She's a player that's really stepped up when they've needed somebody to go to. And off the block and out of bounds. A point back for Oregon State. That's Katerina Tkachenko, freshman out of Ukraine. She's leading this team in kills per set. And there's Grace Massey, senior libero. A deep serve to Danny Drews. Drews will get it back, hard off the block, and the point back to the Utes. Drews starts the play and finishes the play. A two-time AVCA first-team All-American. Has had a lot of pressure on her shoulders this year with some new faces and trying to get some chemistry with a new setter. And Coach Lanier talked with her as there's the overpass. And a good dig by Ramirez. Drews, but the block right back at him. In the middle and some emotion. As that was Dilara Unal, the freshman from Turkey. Beautiful dig from Ramirez, but the block following Drews, and that's the attention that she gets most of the time. Double teams, they'll trap her, they'll do everything they can to make somebody else make them pay. And Drews off the block. Vivian Light, and taking the second ball over, Steph Jankowicz, senior setter from Farmington Hills, Michigan, the new addition this year as the starting setter, transferred from Illinois State. And she's really starting to get to know her hitters and really starting to get the offense to click. Takes time, not easy to do. And the block not quite there, and the kill. It goes to Oregon State. It goes to Vivian Light, the freshman out of Slough House, California. 13 freshmen on this team, but within 2 here in the first set. Robinson, hard off the block. Block doing a nice job getting a piece of several of these attacks from Utah. Robinson again, the block goes straight down. Vivian Light was there. The blocking game has been the #1 focus, Coach Bernard told me. He said, it has hurt us in so many matches, and tonight, it's looking pretty good. Drews out of the back. Oh, and Massey gets a hand on it, but not able to keep it alive. The Utes mixing it up. They go to the back row and go to Drews.
Let's welcome number 2, Kylie McMurtry.
Checking in, McMurtry to serve. Kylie McMurtry, a senior, transfer from Eastern Oregon. Misstep on the approach by Vivian Light as they call the double hit. They will each receive 2 challenge cards. And that's always such a tough one to see. But if you win the challenge, then you hang on to your challenge. And if you get into the 5th set, we'll see if we can see a finger possibly bending or a change in the trajectory of the ball. Oh, this is a good angle potentially. Hard to see on that one. Looked like it was a fairly high hit ball by Maddie Robinson, but you just never know what the officials will see. But if they make it to a 5th set, every team receives 1 more challenge unless you still have 2 of yours. You don't exceed 2, but we'll see if this pays off for the Utes. As she takes the challenge, and she's talking things over with Steph Jankowicz, the senior setter, transfer from Illinois State, 2-time Missouri Valley Setter of the Year, Missouri Valley Conference, and the new challenge rules.